The one true God psyop. So I'm a little late for the 5 p.m. show, but ever since our last show that we did, I don't know, a couple of hours ago, 2.5 hours or so, I have been researching Irish and British gods, researching the gods and goddesses of the British Isles. And the reason I'm doing that is because we are combating the one true God psyop, and we are organizing a rebellion, likely even a war against the God of this world, the God controlling this world, that God that shall not be named, the God of Abraham, the God of the Jews, the God of the Christians, and the God of the Muslims. And what we're doing is going back to our gods of our ancestral homelands and identifying them. Well, let me just tell you what I did. What I did, and I've got a list here. I went to, Rhonda sent a list, and I went through that list, and I thought, oh, well, that's probably a good list, and it was a good list. But then I went on YouTube, just on a search engine, Google, and I typed in Irish gods, and I had a huge list that came up through Wikipedia, and I've got a list of Irish, British, Welsh, gods of all that area. What I basically did was this. Let me show you real quickly. We can show you real quickly and easily what I did in a way to show you, how to do this and how to figure out what you got going on. So I just went to, since I'm from Ireland, that's my heritage. I just typed in Ireland. And then, of course, I just went to the map of Ireland. Okay, so here's Ireland. So if I'm from Ireland, let's look at the real map because it's kind of cooler looking. If I'm from Ireland, I want to know about all of the gods that are from my indigenous area. And because, we're talking about indigenous gods, we're probably talking about gods just in this area in what's called the British Isles. So I looked up gods of Ireland, gods of the United Kingdom. This is Scotland up here. So I just looked at gods from those areas, and I got a list that's about 10 pages long. And it'll tell you kind of shorthand about what the gods are for. But I've got the list, and I'm looking down the list, and I'm actually going on to the search engine. I'm looking up what every one of those gods is, what those gods are for. And I would scroll up. I just don't want to scroll up and miss my spot because I'm down page 3 of 10. But I see I see who they are. I look them up and see what they are for, what they do, what they specialize in. And then I also look at their pronunciation. Because if you're going to ask a god to help you, you should probably pronounce their name correctly, or do your very best at doing so. So I look up the names of these gods. I looked up at what they do. And so far, I've paid most attention to the gods that are war gods, to the gods that are involved with battle. I've also paid attention to the gods that are involved with the air or the atmosphere, because if we want to start a rebellion against the prince of the power of the air, it's a good idea to have gods that know how to fight, and it's a good idea to have gods that have something to do with the air. And nature gods would probably be a good one. That's something that I just thought of. Nature gods would be a good one. So I'm right now looking at Socelos, a god of nature, and Somertrius, a god of war. So those would be two good gods to think about contacting. Sigomo, a god of war. This is just where I am on my list. Rudainos, a god of war. Now here's a god, Robor, god of oak trees. Not that that's not a great god, but that probably wouldn't be the first one that I would contact. Nodens, a god of healing, the sea, hunting, and dogs. Probably not the first one that I would contact for obvious reasons. Now here's Tyrannus, a god of thunder. Now that's one, has to do with the powers of the air, has to do with thunder power. That's one that I would probably contact. Tridamos has to do with having your cattle have triplets and abundance. Probably not the first one that I would contact. Vendonis, hunting and healing, maybe because of the hunting, but looking right now for ones that are explicitly dealing with war, explicitly dealing with fighting, and explicitly dealing with the air. But let's say that you're a person that is from, let's say you're from Denmark. I have friends in Denmark. So if you're from Denmark, you know, you're probably going to want to go ahead and look at the gods of Denmark. And I would say you're looking at, you know, the Denmark, you're looking at maybe the German gods, you know, probably for certain the gods of Norway, Sweden, Finland, maybe some of the northern Polish and Western Baltic type of gods. These are the Baltic states here. So you maybe look at, maybe you're from Romania. So you're looking at the Romanian gods, Bulgarian gods, Serbia, Hungary, Slovakia, Ukraine, some of the Polish, maybe even dipping down into the Turkish gods. Well, Jeff, I'm Italian. Well, if you're Italian, then you're going to look at these gods of Malta, Greece, Albania, all within this whole area. Jeff, I'm from Spain. Well, look at the ones from Spain. Well, Jeff, I'm of native Canadian heritage. I'm a Quebecois. Okay, well, Quebec, but you know, think about where you're actually from. So, you know, where you're actually from. If you're Quebecois or Quebec, is probably France, right? But Jeff, I'm a Native American. Well, what tribe are you of, right? What tribe are you of? Let's take a look where you're from. Are you the Seminoles? Or, you know, are you Cherokee? Or are you something else? Look there and study what those gods are. And then study what those gods do. And then what you're going to do is you're going to prepare yourself. And I have done already 2 protection rituals since we last talked. I mean, if you really want to be involved in this, you really should be serious about it. You should do some protection rituals. You should get yourself into a lean, mean fighting machine type of a mentality. Because once you've identified the proper gods to talk to, then you're going to talk to them. You're going to contact these gods. And I'll go back to the top of my list. I hate to lose my place. That's the list maker in me. If I go up to the top of my list, I've got gods and goddess, potential allies list. And I've got female. The first one is Anya. She's a god of summer, wealth, and sovereignty. Well, summer, not so much. Wealth, not so much. But sovereignty. We're divine, we're sovereign, we're free. This whole battle, this whole rebellion is about sovereignty. And there is a possibility that Yahweh will just surrender. Oh, he that shall not be named will surrender. But here is Anya, the goddess of sovereignty. So I would definitely talk to Anya, the goddess of sovereignty. Then came Bridget, spring, fertility, healing, poetry, smithcraft. Great goddess, but probably not for these this type of situation. And then there's Caradwin. She's about rebirth. She's about transformation. She's about inspiration. So I would definitely talk to her for the transformative aspect, because we're trying to transform the world. We're trying to transform ourselves. And inspiration, for power and inspiration. Danu goes without saying. She's like the main goddess of Ireland, the Tuatha De Danann, you know, the children of Danu. So she's definitely one I would talk to. Rhiannon, just like the song, Fleetwood Mac song, Rhiannon is a goddess of war, so definitely talk to her. The Kalayak, I'm still researching them. Bodba is a war crow, a battle crow. She causes fear and confusion among soldiers to move the tide of battle to her favorite side. Perfect. Baldba is a perfect one to talk to. Badba is a perfect one to talk to. So that's what you're going to do if you want to be a part of this. You're going to research your gods and think of the good that it does for you to research your heritage. Research your gods. Identify among your gods which are the ones that you think would be the most would most be drawn to help us in our cause. And then we'll contact them. Maybe we'll talk about a time to contact them, so we're all contacting at the same time. The ether and the juju is good. And we're going to ask these gods and goddesses to help us. Tell them that we're trying to remove he that shall not be named from his throne. And when you're talking to them, you probably have to use the name. And we're trying to help these goddesses and gods restore their name. We will give them respect. We will use their name. We will give them honor. We'll give them respect. We will popularize their names among those of us that are going. If Anya says that she will help us, I will come on and say, we give great respect and honor to the goddess Anya. And we respect her and honor her for her decision to help us in our cause to regain our sovereignty. We will give over the air power and respect and energy to these gods and goddesses, these that have been forgotten. How many of you even knew of Anya? Her name may not have been uttered on a public forum in years and years. And even now, she can be taking strength from that. So that's what we'll do. It's a quid pro quo. We're asking them to help us throw he that shall not be named out of the vineyard. And what they get for it is they get the restoration of that which he stole from them, the restoration of their honor, the restoration of their integrity, the restoration of their prayers, their honor. And there may be people that are so drawn to their gods and goddesses that they do enter into a worshipful relationship with them. That's totally up to you. I prefer to have a respectful quid quo pro relationship with them. But the point of the matter is, there's a lot of stuff you can watch on YouTube. There's a lot of stuff you can watch on TV, but this is real world, kids. This is real world stuff. Well, what are we going to do about what's going on? It's one thing to identify what's wrong. It's another thing to take steps to make it right. And we are taking concrete steps to dispossess he that shall not be named of his place in the world, to reassert the gods and goddesses of old, and to reassert our own sovereignty. It's about kicking the wicked husbandman out of the vineyard and giving the vineyard to other good stewards. And that's what this is all about. And this is where you really get to decide who you are. You really get to decide, are you a rabbit or are you a squirrel? You really get to decide, are you a big dog or are you a porch puppy? You get to decide which you are and what you are, because this is about really putting the rubber where the road of life begins. This is about actually putting teeth to your professed beliefs. Are you really a spiritual person or are you just a poser? Do you really believe in this or is it just a hobby? And it's okay either way, but this will identify to you who you are. This will identify to you what you are. It should bring some good, should be cathartic for you. This should really allow you to know who you are and what you are and where you're going to be and what you're going to do. This gives you a check on your maturity. This gives you a check on your ability, maybe a check on your crazy level. But how can we do this? This is how we do it. We starve he that shall not be named. We cease support in any way of he that shall not be named. We identify our indigenous gods. We identify those that would be most helpful to our cause, in our opinion. We contact those gods and goddesses. We ask them for their help. Those that don't want our help can stay where they are. Those that do want to help can look forward to a regeneration, a exponential increase in the power and energy directed their way. They can, in reality, rise from the proverbial dead through our help. And this is about many Elohim reaching out to other Elohim to evict another Elohim and to take over the vineyard again. Just let me leave you with one last thought here. This, we're talking about, the United States, but you know what, guys? This is ours. This is ours. This does not belong to he that shall not be named. This belongs to us. And whether you're from here, or whether you're from over here, or whether you're from, down here, wherever you're from, whether you're from here, or maybe you're from across the oceans from, this place here, or maybe you're from down here, or maybe you're even from down here. This whole thing is ours, and we owe it to ourselves to assert our sovereignty again. This is our vineyard. And there are Elohim that are over it, and it's time for us to work in conjunction with them to evict one that has proven his unworthiness, that has proven to be an enemy of this planet. And if not now, when? If not us, who? That is my story, and I am sticking to it. I bet Lyndon's mind's about blown right now. I am sipping on sweet tea, sweetened with stevia. Lee is not that upset anymore. I hope you will be, Lee. No true Scottish gods as such. I'm studying on the Kaliach. I mean, they seem to be good. I looked up Scottish gods because I don't think there are any quote unquote Scottish gods. Not that I saw. I was arguing with too many today over the flat plane. Oh, I gotcha. So there you go. That's what we're trying to do. That is exactly what we're trying to do. And I have basically, I don't know if I've declared war because I got a lot of work to do, but I've declared my intention to maybe declare war because I want to find out exactly what's going on, and I want to find out exactly who's with me. And, even if there's no one with me, I'll still do it. And hopefully, yes, the goddess of Ireland herself, Erin, definitely will contact her. Lilith could be of help. Gods and goddesses, Cha, Edwin, Epicurus, whatever it is. Oh, the French gods of Roman faith, those Roman gods they could be gods. So don't just write them off, Jolie. Follow your, and here's the archangel. Great. I have Irish ancestry. Excellent. I'm not a Bible scholar. Leave our grapes alone. How do I get in contact with Jeff Doherty? Just send me an email at christianwhistleBlower@gmail.com. Odin, if I was of that Norse heritage, I would love to work with Odin, the All-Father, Odin, worthy of respect, worthy of honor. If he would join our cause, I would be greatly honored. Thor, I would be greatly honored to have Thor. Definitely. I love it when a plan comes together too. I respect your perception of things. Thank you. I have my God, and you can worship any deity you want as long as it's not a blood deity. Exactly, Lee. We don't want to call on any blood deities. We don't want to have anything to do with blood deities. We can start promoting GTA, the Gospel Truth Army, because that's exactly what we are raising here. Sorry, I lost place. We can start promoting GTA. Absolutely. I was going to make a picture of it for this, but I'll do that for the later one. Maybe I'm from here. North America is a bloodline that goes back to France. Okay. Jeff, check out the Russian 360 view of the Earth. Cool stuff. Oblate and flat at the poles. How do I find that, Pia? The Russian 360 view of Earth. Russian. Let's see what it pulls up. Russian 360 view of Earth. Russian 360 view of Earth. I don't see anything. You'll have to direct me to that. I'd be interested in seeing that. What qualifies one to be a god? Having been worshipped. That's an interesting one. The GTA is with you. Thank you, Christine. My pop loved the Elohim stories. I'm sure Australia, Amanda, has its own gods and goddesses. Sophia, definitely one that I'm going to help, even though she's Gnostic and not really Celtic, but still, I'm certain that Sophia would be helpful to our cause. And we also, this just came to my mind, we can also ask the elementals to help. Don't know if they would, but the worst thing they can do is say no. A lot of French is Celtic as well. I'm looking, trying to see. Yeah. Odin is a powerful one, though, Rhonda. Odin is a powerful one. I don't think that I have Norse, but the Shiva, I don't know about the Shiva, Sandra, because that's not part of my heritage. But if it were part of my heritage, I'd be looking at them. Well, look at African American, Denise. Look at Native American. Look at Portuguese. I bet there's some powerful gods and goddesses there. Yeah, the life rune is the upside down peace sign, recovering soul. That's the rune for life. Jeff, if you had a mission statement, what would it be? Helping restore your divinity, your sovereignty, and your freedom. Yeah, I got that pick about the Gospel Truth Army. I like that one. Maybe I'll show it here. Let's see. Come on, pop up. There it is. Oh, that's the one I was going to make. Yeah, this is we're going to use this for another show at some point. And this is a bastardization of what somebody made. War on Yahweh. Let me pull up the original of that. Oh, I think I might have overwritten it, darn it. Yeah, I think I might have overwritten it. Shoot. Can you send me that again? Because I think I overwrote the original. That would be nice. Thanks. So anyway, there you go, folks. That's what you need to do. That's how you need to do it if you want to get into this. GoPro Russian spacewalk. GoPro Russian spacewalk. Okay. I'll Google it. Let's see what happens. GoPro Russian spacewalk. GoPro Russian spacewalk. Oh, it's like it's a video, huh? It's a video. Yeah, I don't see anything about what the Earth looks like though. Anyway, I'll check that stuff out. That sounds interesting. Tombstone, Pele and Maui, sun gods and goddesses. Some elementals are jinn and others are just spirits in elemental form. May come from Asia. All right, folks. Just wanted to give you an idea of what to do and how to do it. It does take some time. It takes time to research. You've got to find the names of the gods. You got to find out how to pronounce them. You got to find out what they do and find out which one are most helpful to our cause at this point. And that's what we're doing. That's where we're at. That's where the war on Yahweh is at this point. And unless he wants to surrender, we're going to move forward. I saw that thing about the drunk guy that said he was from the future. One that looks like there's a flashlight on the globe. Really looks fake. Okay, well, I'll check it out. All right, folks, so there you go. I just wanted to give you an update of what to do, how to do. And please, if you do decide to go ahead and contact them, let me know what they say, or we can coordinate times to contact them together. I've got to watch the rest of Wonder Woman. I watched about half of it. Man, is that a long movie. But it was interesting to see that they said Ares was the god of war. So I'm wondering if he that shall not be named is also Ares, or has connections with Ares. So very, very interesting stuff. So do your research. Let me know, and let's go ahead and do what we can do, because it's time for us to throw out the evil husbandman, and it's time for us to turn the vineyard over to new stewards. He has been weighed in the balances and found wanting, and all that is really needed is for us to do the enforcement, but we do need help. We do need help. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian Whistleblower. This has been the Gospel Truth broadcast. No original sin, spark of divinity within. I give respect to the goddess Diana. Ask her to help us. Either the world's crazy or you are. Decide which. I'm here waiting when you do. Unindoctrinate yourself and stay fearless, my friends.